Hey everyone, I got Brad Garlinghouse to speak in Congress. In front of Squawk Box, Brad Garlinghouse is also talking about their new big deal with BNY Mellon for RLUSD. This movie also has news and information from Monica Long. She talks about this and a lot of other things. Okay guys, let's begin. When Brad Garlinghouse, I run Ripple as its CEO. About 900 people work for Ripple in our 15 offices around the world. We started out more than 10 years ago with the goal of making the internet useful, a world where money moves around like data does now. We make software that makes cross-border payments, steady coins, and digital storage possible. Ripple helps banks cut down on red tape, find ways to be more efficient, and give better service to their customers. These aren't just vague ideas. Every day we work with banks that depend on our technology to make the world economy work better. The XRP ledger is a decentralized, battle-tested, open-source blockchain that Ripple uses along with its own digital currency, XRP, to make transfers easier. XRP is designed to make transfers quick, cheap, and easy to scale. Right from the start, Ripple chose to work with regulators and politicians instead of against them. We put compliance first and have over 60 licenses for payment services, crypto, and money transmitters in the U.S. and around the world. We think that smart laws should be based on a few core ideas when it comes to the subject of this hearing. People need to be protected from theft and scams. We need to keep an eye on markets. People who do bad things need to be stopped. Innovation needs to grow. These goals can be met with a productive and workable framework for digital assets and stablecoins. This will increase access to financial markets, boost the economy, create jobs, and put the U.S. on the path to becoming a world leader in blockchain and crypto. Since 2008, the lack of clarity about crypto's legal and regulation status has stopped real progress in the U.S. When we worked at Ripple, we saw directly how the lack of clear rules can be used against good people. As a result, the jobs, technology, and tax dollars that come with it are sent overseas. This means that regulators have less control over the companies and customers are more at risk. This has done a lot of damage to American companies, investors, and consumers. Ripple was at the front of this effort to follow the rules, and it was targeted for enforcement in 2020. We were the first big U.S. company that the SEC sued. We and a lot of other people knew that this loss would be the end of the business. We were lucky that after 4 years of a tough legal fight, we won. The court agreed with us on all the important points, such as the fact that the XRP token is not a security in and of itself. After we won, other people in the market were able to fight back. Even with these problems, Ripple still puts a high priority on educating and working with lawmakers and regulators around the world. Congress should focus on passing ethical and smart laws with these important goals in mind so that companies will feel confident enough to keep doing business in the United States. First, make it clear where our main financial officials can and can't do their jobs. Second, make sure that companies can build in the U.S. without putting investor or consumer rights at risk. And finally, make sure that the U.S. can be a world leader in crypto by fully utilizing the advantages and ease of use that digital assets and blockchain technologies offer. The U.S. has the world's deepest capital markets, the smartest and most skilled tech workers, and a spirit of creativity that has been at the heart of our country since the beginning. We should be the clear winner in digital assets and blockchain for any reason. There are now more than 55 million Americans involved in the crypto economy, which has a market value of over $3.3 trillion. 0 cents. A smart regulatory system for the structure of the crypto market is needed to make that future come true, and it's about time. As a voice for the crypto industry, I ask you to make it a top priority to get market structure legislation for digital assets passed through this committee and the full Senate. This will give the U.S. rules and regulations it needs to become the crypto capital of the world. When digital asset market structure laws are made official in the U.S., they will start a new era of U.S. competitiveness and make financial transactions much more efficient, which will greatly benefit both consumers and companies. This is something Ripple wants to see happen, and we're excited to work with you to make it so. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Brad's speech to the Senate about XRP and why Ripple is such an important part of the next step in the growth of money is really amazing. That one gave me chills. Wow. Okay, this is why Ripple has always put legal compliance first. That's how you get 60 licenses to work legally and legally within the rules and laws of different countries. Let me play us. Dear Mr. Garlinghouse, I would like to talk to you. I'd like to know what you think about this. Do you agree with what Mr. Levin is saying about criminals being able to use crypto right now? I also appreciate the work your company has done on AML, but these problems are still happening. Does that look like something you see and know? It has always been important to Ripple to follow the rules. Also, I said early on that we have more than 60 rights all over the world. Well, I believe that whenever you see bad people, they are looking for, as Mr. Levin said, the fastest way out, and they use cash. They have other things. It's even been written that they use gold. It's likely that they are also trying new things and using digital assets. I think the good news is that most of the time, they don't realize how identifiable and trackable that really is. It's also easier to keep track of than cash. Look, what was the first thing you said? For Ripple, accountability comes first. How many times have I told you that? Yes, banks are their clients. How safe is this? That's the first thing they have to think about. Is there a chance? Huh? Man. I'll check to see if I missed anything about bread garlic in the house. I wished to send this video out quickly. And I just want to see if there are any other clips that I missed that it's partnering with BNY for. It just announced that it's working with BNY for BNY to be its main custodian for having a stablecoin. Thanks for joining us for Stone NVC. Ripple Brad Garlinghouse is CEO of Brad. That's a nice picture of you. You look almost presidential in it. There you go. Thank you. I'm glad to be back on Squawk Box. You need a guardian for your safe core. Why don't you take a look? The crypto industry has come out of a bad administration where it was attacked. I think that working with the most reliable, well-regulated, and even well-funded partners is a good way to keep building trust in this system. And stablecoins are built on the idea that a dollar is backed by a dollar in savings. As a safekeeping bank, BNY Mellon has been one of the most trusted names in the business for a long time. We're really happy about that. We think that the fact that hurdles are now becoming tailwinds for this industry shows that the tide has turned. I believe there will be a lot of growth, all the way back to that fight, I believe, right? There will be a lot of change. It's interesting that they picked BNY. BNY Mellon is a bank where other banks can store their funds. Things worth $52 trillion, 0 cents are held by them for other banks and companies. That means Ripple will choose them, right? They want to work with BNY Mellon, which is the largest holding bank in the world. Think New York. Of course, Alexander Hammer. It has a history, doesn't it? Dates back a long time. I didn't say how many years it had been because I wasn't sure. However, we are very grateful to have BNY Mellon as a partner. Again, we think that building trust in the industry is important, and our stablecoin, RLUSD, just passed $500 million, 0 cents in market value. It was only released about 6 months ago. We're very happy with that trend line. I think this will help build trust even more. At this point, though, it's not as big as some of your rivals. How does that affect how you work with the stablecoin business as a whole? That means the stablecoin business is worth about $250 billion, 0 cents right now. A lot of people think it will be between 1 and 2 trillion in a few years. There has been a lot of growth behind it. We got into the market a little late, in part because we were supporting steady coins for our business clients' payments. If you know anything about Ripple, you know that it was founded to solve a problem with sending money across borders. We use stablecoins and XRP when it makes sense to do so. When we were using stablecoins, they were a big part of